Hello, welcome to this brief tutorial. I'm going to demonstrate how you use SketchUp to generate topographical data, and then we're going to use that topographical data and insert it into the Revit environment to generate a topographical surface. So we're going to open SketchUp and we're going to select an architectural template. If you're using the 2019 version of SketchUp, you'll have a toolbar called location. If you don't see it here, then you can go to view toolbars and make sure the location is turned on and hit close. Let's delete this. Make sure you have an internet connection. Your internet connection is turned on. You can click on add location and this window opens. Once your map is loaded, then what you want to do is position the window to the exact location that you want to capture, and then click on select region and hit import. You can expand on this map by going again into add location, moving the window down a bit, then you click on select import, select region and import, and it makes the map bigger. Now right now this is the flat plane layer. If you go to the layers tray, in the tray, if you go to the layers section, you can turn on the local terrain layer and turn off the location snapshot layer. And what you'll see is you have a three-dimensional topographical surface that is generated for you. If you turn on hidden geometry, you'll notice that the lines aren't necessarily like contour lines. In fact, they're triangulated. We're gonna go ahead and turn off hidden geometry, and what we want to do is we want to generate contour lines from this topographical surface. In order to do that, we're going to draw a square on the XY plane that basically covers the entire topographical surface. Then we're going to select this square. We're going to use the move tool, and then we're going to move this surface up, and make sure you hit the up arrow key to lock the movement. What we're going to do is hit Control to copy the face, and then we're going to indicate a distance to move. I'm just going to type 1 meter, and then you click enter. You hit enter, and after you do that, you just type X 20, for example. Now 20 is not enough. I want enough squares to actually cover the entire topographical surface area. So I'm going to type again X 30, X 40, X 50, X 55. So what we've done is we've covered all the surface that is above the 0 elevation. And we're going to make some that fall below. So like before, again, we select the face, we hit Control and the up arrow key to lock the movement, and then we're gonna type 1 meter, enter, X 10, X 12. Okay, now that we have the entire top of surface covered in these squares, what we're gonna do is just on the edge of all of the squares, we're gonna select them, the surface, we're gonna select the faces of the squares like so, right click and click intersect faces with model. Once you've done that, in the same area we're gonna try and select the squares. What we're trying to do is select the squares without selecting the topographical surface. Once you've selected the edges of the squares right here, you hit the delete button and what you're left with is basically these contour lines that have been generated by the intersection. You can go ahead and delete these. We don't need those lines. You may have some faces that were generated as a result of the intersections. You just can go ahead and delete them. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to turn off the local terrain layer so that we can see all of our lines, and then we're going to select the lines and we're going to add them to a new layer called contours. Contours. With the line selected, if you go to the entity info section and you select this drop down list, you can select the layer. Now our contour lines are on the contours layer. So now that we have our contour lines, what we want to do now is get rid of the unnecessary information that we have here. So we're going to delete all these layers right here. But they're locked. These objects on these layers are locked. So what we want to do is select everything, right click, unlock, and then we can delete these layers and select delete contents, click OK. What we're left with is the default layer and the contours layer. In addition, what we need to do is purge the materials inside the SketchUp file. So you go to the materials section, click this drop down list, go to in model, and as you can see, the map images are still inside SketchUp. So click here, then you click purge unused. Some materials will be left behind. That's because in the component section there are unused components still existing. So what you do is you purge the unused components, then you go back to the materials section and purge the materials. Then we can go ahead and save the file. You go to File, Save As, version 8. You give it a title, and then you click Save. So now we're going to start a new project in Revit. I'm going to use the architectural template, metric template. Then I'm going to go immediately to management, links, CAD, add. I'm going to search for my SketchUp topography file. Make sure that SketchUp is selected here. Then you click on the file, and also make sure that the project unit is set to whatever the unit you were using in SketchUp was. Click on OK. There you go. Topo surface has been inserted into Revit. Now I'm going to open a 3D view. Once we have the view open, I'm going to go to this section, Topo surface, and I'm going to select this function, which allows me to basically use the SketchUp file as a reference. And as you can see here, a list of our layers came up, and I'm only going to select the contours layer. the contours layer. Then you hit apply. And what is going to happen is Revit is going to place a bunch of control points along the contour lines to generate a topo surface. And in my case, it generated some errors, but you get the idea. In order to fix this problem, I would suggest that you try a different size of topography. And there you have it. This is how you generate a topo surface in Revit using a SketchUp reference. If you're interested, you can visit my website kurtpollock.com to learn more about the work that I've done using the software in these tutorials. I'll be uploading regularly, so if you're interested in seeing more of my tutorials, subscribe and click on the notification icon to get notified whenever there's a new tutorial video available. If you have any remarks about the video or would like to request a tutorial for your most burning question, leave it in the comment section below. That's all for this video, and thanks for watching.